videos because I'm going to be building the clay table from scratch. I'm going to show you how you can scrape companies that are hiring or have open job posting on Indeed using a tool called Apify, and then we're gonna put the data to Clay so we can enrich, we can write personalized emails, and we can push the contacts to our sequencer, which is instant. So the first thing that we are going to do is we're gonna head over to Apify because this is the tool that we are going to use to pull our data. To get data from Indeed, what you need to do is to use this scraper. So the name of the scraper is Indeed Scraper, and this is the cost. So for every 1,000 results, it's gonna cost you $5. You don't need to rent this actor or to pay separately just to use this scraper. You can use it without any rental fee, but it's gonna cost you $5 for every 1,000 results. This is the inputs field, and this is where we are going to put in all the data needed to execute our search. So first off, we're going to put in the position. So as an example, I'm going to look for these positions, which are SDR, Sales Development Representative, Business Development. Okay. So country for search, we're only going to look for SDRs that are based in United States, and then max item. So since this is just an example, we are going to limit this to 50 only. And what I would do next is I'm just going to hit save and start. And then the Apify actor is going to start scraping Indeed and look for companies that are hiring for SDRs. So in the run section, you are going to see that the actor or the scraper is now fetching some results. So you can see here that we were able to get 50 results and it costed us 0.25 cents, which is fair enough. And what we're going to do next is we will be pushing this data to our clay table. So to do that, you only have to go here in this section. So before you select import data from Apify actor, you have to make sure that your Apify account is connected with your Clay account. I'm gonna hit continue here, and then I'm just going to select the Apify actor. So in this case, we've used Indeed Scraper, and then we're gonna have to select get data from specific hunt because we would only like to get the data that we've got from today. So this is the run that we've made, October 30. Okay. And then I'm just gonna hit continue, and then we're gonna select new blank table. So basically, this is the data that we were able to scrape from Apify. So if we're going to take a look at the cell details here, these are all bunch of data that we can use to either qualify the leads, or we can use some of this to make a personalized message for these companies. So these are all the information that I've displayed. So the info are description, URL, company name, and the position, because we might be using this for filtering and personalizing our cold outreach messages. So the next thing that we're going to have to do is we are going to find the domains or the website URLs of these companies, because that information is not available in Apify. So there are a few ways to do it, but in this case, I'm just going to use AI. So we're going to use, the 4.0 mini model. And then we're going to use our API. And then this is what's interesting about the Clay's new update, because you're not going to need to write your own prompt, but instead you can have AI to write the prompt for you. So this is what we're going to tell AI. So identify the company URL based on the company name. So now it's generating a prompt for us, and this is very useful because back then I was writing the prompts manually, and this is a game changer, because for those people who are not comfortable at building their own prompts, this can really add value. So I'm going to save and run this to 10 rows, and let's see what's the output is gonna look like. All right, so these are all the outputs, and what we're going to do is we will verify if this is really the correct company domain. So for example, this is the company name, and then we're gonna click on the URL, this looks pretty accurate to me. So what we're going to do is we will continue to add more columns for this clay table. Now that we have the company URL, the next thing that we are going to do is we're going to enrich the company. And the reason why we're going to have to do this process is because we want to make sure that we know other details like how big is the company, what's their revenue, because I'm going to use that as a qualification or as a filter for this given example. And you can add other filters that you want to add on your clay table. It depends on your preference or it depends on your need. So I'm just going to use revenue filter as a qualification for this example. So I'm going to run this now. All right. We're going to hit save. So we've got the data now from Apollo, and the next thing that we're going to do is we will filter these companies based on the revenue. So in this given example, I don't want to target any companies with more than 100 employees because they don't align with my ICP. So what I'm going to do is I'll be creating a formula that will exclude or that will tag any companies with 100 plus employees as not qualified. So this is how I would do it. Oops, so we made a mistake here, so it should be less than. We're gonna generate the formula again. So yep, this looks good. So you can see here that anyone that's above 100 plus employees, they have been tagged as not qualified. So basically we're not gonna target this unqualified companies. So the next thing that we're going to do is we will be using Apollo to find the decision makers from this company. So to do that, you just have to click on add enrichment and then find contacts. And then select this find people at company by job title. And then these are the titles that we're going to be looking for as an example. So we're going to look for CEO. So for the condition, we are going to mention that this should only run if employee qualification is qualified. So there we go. Okay, so let's check the results here. All right, so you can see here that for some companies, we were able to find contact. So for example, this one, we were able to get the CEO as the contact from this specific company. You can also see here that some of these companies have zero contacts, and that's fine because there are also other workarounds that you can use to get the business owners or to get the decision makers from these companies. And that is by using Claygent and Find Email. But I'm not gonna talk about that in this video because I've created a separate video for it. If you want to see that video, just comment the word video down below and I'm gonna make sure to send it to you. So going back here in our clay table, so we can see that there are companies where we were able to get contacts. What we're going to do next is we will be writing this off to another table, and this is how you're going to do it. And basically, this option allows you to push the contacts into another table so you can have a separate clay table just for the contacts only. So to do that, just select write to other table. It's not gonna cost you any clay credits to use this. And then okay, so we're gonna save this one and then we're gonna run this for all columns. So we're gonna have to write to other tables. So Right, so there we go. So we were able to push this one person to another play table. And then same goes with this one. And yeah, we've got our contacts pushed to another table. So like I said earlier, if you want to find, contacts from these companies or from qualified companies, you can use other workaround, not just this. You can really be creative. You can use Claygent and a couple of other tools to find more contacts. So next, I'm going to head over to the people table that we've just created. So this is where we push over our data. So this is our people table, and as you can see here, there's just 3 people here, and that's totally fine because we don't need a lot of contacts here. So the next thing that we're gonna have to do is we will just basically run email waterfall to get the data for this prospect. So we're gonna do that. Just give me 1 sec. So we're gonna use waterfall. Email. So we're just going to basically run this waterfall. Right, so there we go. So we were able to find the email address of these people from Find Email. I really love Find Email because they have a really good data coverage, and most of the email addresses are available in this data provider. So you might want to check this out as well. Now that we have our work email, so what we're going to do next is we will be adding this enrichment. We're going to use Twain to personalize our email. So I'm going to run this now, and then we're just going to run this for all contacts that we have. Okay, and let's see how the output is gonna look like. Right, so now that we have an output or a result from Twain, then our goal is to push the contact details along with the personalized sales email to our sequencer, which is Instantly. So I'm gonna head over to Instantly, and what I'm going to do is I'm gonna create a new campaign. So we're gonna call this as the SDR campaign. So I'm gonna go back here to Instantly, and then I'm going to add this enrichment, add lead to campaign. Just going to push over the data. So here we go. Gonna add this first contact to our Instantly campaign, and let's see how it's going to look like on a campaign level. All right, so we were able to push this one contact, but for some reason, Play is acting up a bit. It doesn't show that the lead has been added, but this is basically how it looks like on Instantly. So we can see here, one of the contacts have been added, and this is how the sequence look like, or the campaign looks like. So we're just mentioning the position as the subject, and then this is our messaging. Ignore the messaging because it's not really that good. There's a lot of tweaking that needs to be done in terms of inputs, but I'm just using this for the sake of demonstration. So this is the whole message, and that's pretty much it for this video. I hope you get value, and I hope you can use these steps to build your own campaign. So good luck on your prospecting, and if you need help, if you have any questions around what I've just shared today, just feel free to comment down below and I'll make sure to answer it. Cheers.